Hi, my name is Emery. I'm the operations coordinator at Create Community Studios, and today's art prompt is going to be Zentangling. So if you're unfamiliar with Zentangling, it's basically a very low stress drawing exercise that focuses mostly on repetition and pattern and shape. So it allows you to focus on that and be mindful in that way. All you'll need for Zentangling is a pencil with an eraser, a pen, if you have a Sharpie, that is very helpful, or any kind of marker that's thicker. The first thing you're going to do when you want to Zentangle is you're going to take any piece of paper and you want to mark off 4 dots. I'm going to use half this piece of paper, so I'm going to mark off half the paper with 4 dots. These are going to be our borders later on. So if you want to draw that border with a pencil, you can draw very lightly. It can be a straight line. You can curve the line if you would like to make a different kind of shape. So right now I have a funky looking rectangle with some curved lines as the border. The second step for Zentangling is what's called dropping a string. So you can imagine if you drop a string, it can make a line that goes like a curvy line. It can be straight, be like a triangle. It can just be wavy like that. So in our shape that we made with those 4 dots in our line as a border, we're going to drop a string into the rectangle. So my string is going to look like this. So it basically cuts through diagonally in the rectangle and has a loop, just like a string would. Yours can look any way that you would want to. But that is how we're going to divide our patterns. Now, I don't have a marker, so I'm going to use a pen mostly for the shapes. That was the wrong side. So this is when you can really do whatever you'd like to with your shapes. To get started, you can think of any geometric shape, like a triangle, circle, square. I'm going to do triangles, and you can start by making 1 triangle along the border, and then start making more. See, mine are following the border of this string. So as you continue to make more triangles, do what feels best for you in your own design, and it starts to become repetitive, and it'll start to feel more natural as you progress throughout your Zentangle. You can rotate the paper if you want to get a different angle. So you can see that I basically filled this shape with triangles. They were smaller on this side, and then they gradually became longer to fit the shape that we drew with the string. So after you drew your first section, you can start doing another section, or you can work on the one you just did. To add to the one you just did, if you have a thicker marker, you can outline the shapes. You can make them thicker in some places. You can keep some of them thinner. It depends what you like to do. If you just have a pencil on hand, you can start shading your shapes as well. So I'm going to shade the negative space, so the space that's outside of the triangle. And I'm just going to make it darker next to the triangle and lighter as it gets further away from the triangle. So basically what I did was I just shaded the inside space, the negative space between the triangles, and that's going to add some more depth to our Zentangle if you choose to do that. Other options are to outline the triangles more, to make them thicker. You can put shapes inside. So if we take our pen, we can start making dots in the triangles. We can choose some triangles to put dots inside of and leave others blank. You can put them in any triangle. It's really up to you what you want your Zentangle to look like in the end. But it also is more about the process of making it than our end result, right? So this is going to let us make these repetitive patterns and help us stay mindful. That's what we're choosing to do. Or to just help us focus on one thing at one given time. This is also great if you focus better by drawing. If you're talking to someone or in class or anything like that, you can start making these if you want to focus better. But they are pretty great if you are drawing anyway, or if you want to pick up a new way of doodling or having a mindful habit. So I'm going to continue shading throughout this top of the shape, and I'm done with Zentangle. If you want to carry on to the next step, you're going to take your pen, whatever you want to use. You can use marker, that's good too. And we're going to shade the next section that we have. So I have two more sections. I have this tiny circle section, and I have this larger triangle section. So for my circle, I'm going to fill it with lines, and I'm going to first make a large line that goes across, and then I'm going to follow the border of the circle, and then bring that line down and follow the border again. So we're basically making shapes inside of the border that we already made, and they're going to be in a circle shape after. After I drew the lines, I'm going to add more color to it. So I'm going to make some of them solid and keep some of them blank. Sorry, the video cut out, so this looks kind of different, but same person. Okay, so I finished the circle. I was drawing lines inside of the smaller shape. So this is what it ended up looking like. So I made some repetitive lines, and then I made some solid color and some stayed blank. Then I had the larger negative space that I wanted to add shapes to. So for this, I started making shapes that look like flower petals, and I let them go outside of the border for this section. So if you choose to, you can make shapes that go outside of the border. So I started making shapes that started to go outside, some stayed inside, and that was how I started to finish my Zentangle. I'm still going to work on this, and when it's done, I will post it in our comments thread on Facebook, and I encourage you to do the same If you want to make your own Zentangle at home, show us what you worked on and we can all share our art together. So thank you for watching and have a good day.